Oh, we were muted. I just realized that, so we were just muted there for a minute. But guys, we're getting a few things set up, and we're about to be ready to rock and roll here. All right, guys, we got one thing updated. But yeah, we're about to be ready to roll here. So guys, we will be hopping into Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And this is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. We do actually have both. So I'm telling you right now, guys, we are going to grind the first one. We're gonna beat it, and then we're gonna hop immediately into the second one. That's our plan for right now. And we do have Star Wars The Clone Wars as well. Now these are the only 3 Star Wars games we have at the moment. We got a few more to kind of order in as we continue our grind, but I'm gonna wait until we beat Knights of the Old Republic 2, and then I might put in some more orders, because I got a feeling Star Wars The Clone Wars probably won't take me too many hours to beat. I just don't think there's quite as much in that game. But yeah, that's gonna be our plan kind of moving forward, guys. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just hop into some Knights of the Old Republic. I do also need to pull up just a couple things. We're gonna go pull up Lumia, that controls our lights. Social Stream Ninja, and that'll bring up chat on screen once that all gets connected there. Alright, Lumia, I see lights going out, on and off. Yeah, you guys can tell too. How you know my lights are just going nuts. Alright. Making sure everything's connected. We got TikTok connected. Now, one thing we're gonna do, guys, just to kind of test out a command, make sure our lights are gonna respond to commands. Go exclamation point followed by police. That should flash red and blue lights. There we go. Oh yeah, okay, we're doing good there. Got all that working. Alright, guys. I'm not even gonna waste any more time. Let's just jump into this thing, guys. We're gonna grind out as much as we can between now and 9 o'clock. I think 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time we'll be hopping out, but Stained, yes, do it, Stained. Make my lights go crazy, dude. I love how you can see it. You can see it in the bottom left on my webcam, just like behind me. You can see those lights going nuts. And then you got, obviously, my camera I got back there on Domri. Dude, so much fun. Thank you so much for the like too, Stained. Let's go, dude. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to hop on over, though, and pull up Knights of the Old Republic. So I didn't want to start up my Xbox just yet, because this is just the most satisfying sound to me is when you first boot up the original Xbox. So I wanted to get yeah, actually that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I want to hear it start up, basically, because it's so classic. I love it. Here it goes. Ready? We should end up hearing it as it boots up. You didn't really hear shit. You just heard like a slight hum or beep. That's the noise, though. That's the noise that's been ingrained in my brain as you navigate that menu. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting a little up close and personal with the camera here, but I'm just gonna change that source. There we go. Okay, I'm texting up Buddy real quick, but I am gonna go ahead and get my game in. Dude, this is gonna be so dope though. I've been loving like this whole story. So do you remember playing WWE on it and Wolverine? Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun actually. You haven't seen the home screen in so long. Dude, Stan, it brings back so many memories, man. I can sit here and listen to the navigation sounds just all day. It's so satisfying. And then when you go in and out of menus, oh my gosh. You also transferred your old music from the CD to the Xbox? Oh, no way? See, I never really did that. We just kept all our stuff on CDs. We never transferred or anything like that. But that's really cool that you could actually do that back in the day, because it's like that was new. That was not really a thing. You just put your CD in and listen to music. There was no like transferring it onto something else, maybe a computer. All right, but yeah, I want to go ahead and get my game in. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I think so. I think I was done with the upper city in Knights of the Old Republic. I think we were basically we were down in the lower city for a minute doing a few things, and then I think I got kind of lost and gave up for a minute. All right. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna pull up my my stream as well. Make sure we got everything running right.
Planet from the face of the galaxy.
One thing I don't know. I might need to check audio.
Fights with me.
You guys let me know in chat how audio's doing. I don't want to be too loud. I also don't want game sound to be too loud. Oh, this is running through. I'm gonna go grab my headphones real quick.
Bring her to me.
All Republic forces pull back.
It is too late to retreat at
No,
There is no escape for us.
Chill.
You are strong, child.
All right, there we go.
Break you.
I'll never fall to the dark side.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. No! Guys, no! Let me go back. All right. We're set. We're dead set. Let's do this thing. Okay. I know exactly where we're at. We're in the Undercity, bro. We made it a lot further than I thought. Okay. Oh man, minor frag mine? What are we dealing with, bro? What is this? Come on now. Why are they tossing mines out here? Like, what am I supposed to do? Recover mine? Disable mine. Who's just tossing mines out here, bro? Are we supposed to recover these? I'm just disabling them. I don't know, like, what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Get rid of them, bro, so we don't die. All right, we got somebody over here. Let's go. Let's go say hi to him.
Me, please. I can feel it inside my skin. Something growing, like some kind of hideous.
Dude, he's about to
disease.
be a mutant. What? And this is where I gotta switch back. I gotta hear what they're saying, and that's gonna be delayed. All right. Help me, please. I can feel it inside my skin. It's growing like some kind of hideous disease. Oh, jeez. Get away from me, you diseased freak. You can say that. That's insane. That's an insane voice line. They did not care back then.
No! No! I can feel it! Ah!
What is that? What did he transform into? Bro, why does he look like a demigorgon from Stranger Things? That's insane, bro. They got demigorgons in this game. Sure. It's a ragdoll. Okay, we killed one. Okay, so people turn into those things. That's kind of nuts. Okay. They're terrifying. They look like demigorgons. People just transform into them. I gotta figure out where to go. Let's look at the map, because surely they've got some sort of direction here. Village gate, escape pod. Wait, hold up. Oh, it's the escape pod we're looking for, guys. That's crazy. I mean, that's the crash site, honestly. Like, that's what we've been looking for. It's just we already know the person we're looking for has been taken, which is unfortunate. See over. Let's see what's over here. Hey, you got some loot? Don't mind if I do. All right. What else we got? We got more enemies? We're taking these guys out.
Don't move. I'm not afraid to use this blaster if I have to.
Settle down, kid. We've already lost enough men to those damn rat ghouls. The last thing we need now is more casualties from a needless firefight. By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from those downed Republic space pods. Let me give you some advice. Forget about it. Do yourself a favor and just head back from where you
It's gonna look
came.
weird, guys. All right, here we go. I gotta hear like what it sounds like on the playback, but yeah.
This isn't a good place to stand around chatting. The Undercity is crawling with rat ghouls. I've already lost a half a dozen men to those monsters.
Candace, I heard something. Over there in the shadows. Sounded like a rat ghoul.
It's a rat ghoul. It's 2 of them. Bro, 3?
Looks
4.
like we've got company. Get those blasters ready, boys.
Let's do it. Let's do it, bro. Let's go, guys.
Damn. I told Davik this salvage mission was
Let's
a
go.
bad idea.
I think we're all right.
His men aren't trained for this kind of thing, and I can't babysit them all. Okay, boys. We're getting out of here before I lose anyone else. I can't carry all this
Bro, that's
salvage
wild.
back by myself. You'd be smart to get out of here as well. Even if you can handle the rat ghouls, I doubt there's anything worth finding anymore.
There we go. I turned it down a smidge.
Normally, I'd make you regret those words, but I'm not wasting another minute down here. I'm responsible for this whole company, and they won't survive down here much longer. Come on, boys, let's move out.
Mm-hmm. Who's gonna run? There's more, bro. Let's pull up our inventory. He's not healing. What? Why is he not healing, bro? Oh, maybe it's just because.
Yes?
Okay, here we go. We're gonna need more constitution. Strength. Why not? Just a little bit of all. Alright. Dope. We got, whoa, guys, we have a whole bunch down here. Okay. There we go. All right, we're taking more out, guys. We got more coming. Come on now. Let's go. Hey, guys, we're just taking out crowds now. Doing a little crowd control. Bro, we're doing all right. There we go. I don't know if there's really any more. Who's the idiot that walked through? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Let's do it. Auto level up. I don't care, bro. Does it say? doesn't have anything more. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right.
What?
He's got 2.
Sure.
Bet. Bro, I just want a lightsaber. Come on now. What's our map looking like as well? Looks like we need to turn around, maybe. I don't think there's really any. Yeah, there's no place we can actually go back here. Okay, it's not letting us loot. There we go. I think we got a med pack from that. I'm gonna look at it on playback, but this is insane. It's just taking me a minute, guys. There we go. I think it's about like, I don't think there's really anything else left down here. To the sewers. Oh, we gotta go to the sewers, guys. What are we doing? No, that's literally where we have to go. Okay. Hold up. I think it's gonna be right. Yeah, right back here. You must gather your party. There you are, Karth. There you are, bud. Let's go. Hey, thank you so much for the like coming through over there on YouTube. Let's go, guys. Hell yeah. Oh man. So we're going down to the sewers. I don't know what's gonna happen down here, guys. I'm a little nervous. We got a mine right here. All right. I'm pausing it so I can take off my beats I just don't need on my head. All right, let's do this. Let's do this shit. We got a bunch of rad ghouls. It's about to be terrifying. Yay! We got 2 likes now coming through over on YouTube. Let's go. Bro, there's what, 2, 4? We got 4 of them coming at us. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, guys. We got a bunch of rad ghouls to deal with, and we're in the sewers. Frag grenade? I don't see why not. I low-key don't see why not, bro. And look at that. Look at that. We're just dealing with these guys. No problem. Oh, give me nothing but crits, bro. That's all I want.
Sure.
Give me crits. Give me crits. Come on now. One swing. One swing is all that took. All right. We got some loot. Let's see what we get. Hopefully we get some med packs here. Nah. We did get 3 credits, though. That's a sewer door. Oh, man. I'm gonna have like multiple doors to open and ways to go. They're just gonna make this. What's with all the mines, bro? Do they really just have to put those in front of us?
No problem. It didn't work.
Ooh, there's something crazy going on there.
That energy shield leads to another section of the sewers. The entrance to the Vulcar base is somewhere past there. I've got the codes to lower the shield, but we have to rescue Zalbar from those Gamorrean slavers.
I see what we're doing.
Don't worry. We can come back after we find Big Z.
Bet. So now we know how to get into their base. Let's kind of look around. I don't even know if Big Z's in here, bro. Let's get it. All right, what's going on in here? Why are there so many doors? Disable the mine, I guess. Are these guys dead? Oh yeah, 100%. Okay. Oh, they got some loot. They got some loot. Hey, dialogue? Computer, reactivate the droid? Just leave it alone, how about that? Let him do his thing. Items lost. I don't really care. This isn't another door, is it? No, it's not. Okay. So we do have this door to open. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Run, boys, run! I got an idea. Let's go. Yeah, check this out. We can level up. We can level up right now? Hey? What do we level up in though? That's the real question. Repair? Okay, okay. Go as you're on treated injury. I don't know what to run here. Demolitions, awareness, why not? We got feats. What we gonna run? Improve two weapon fighting. Always love those crits as well. What else do we got here? Flurry. Implant level 1. This feat allows use of level 1 cybernetic implants. They can be purchased throughout the galaxy and have a variety of effects. Ooh! Modifying attack rolls, attribute scores. That's cool. Okay. I love that. I didn't know that was even a thing in this game, guys. Okay, what else do we got? Power blast? Power attack. Okay. What else we got? Sniper shot, weapon proficiency, melee weapons. I like melee weapons. Let's use it. You cannot deselect the feat you already have. What? Oh, okay. Accept. All right. Health as well. What's that? What's that running us, bro? We gotta keep getting med packs, bro. Mission's gonna need
Ready?
Huh?
she needs some heals, bro. She's hurting. She is hurting. Alright, cool.
Look at this. This is one of those old-style manual locks. No computer codes or nothing. The sewers is the only place you'd see one of these on Terrace. You can't use conventional security spikes on these old locks. But don't worry. I've come across them before. I've rigged up a little device that should do the trick. I'm glad to see you too, Big Z. You didn't think I'd forget about you.
That's the dude we've been
Mission
looking
and
for.
Zalbar, together forever.
Yo, we got our Wookiee back.
These are my new friends, Big Z. Without them, I could never have got you out.
We've talked to Big Z. How does he not remember us? How does he not remember us, bro? We just spoke with him.
A life debt? You sure about that, Big Z? Think about it carefully. You better be sure about this.
Oh my gosh, okay. It's been saved from such a fate, and the only way he can repay that is through a life debt.
Big Z swearing a
Dude,
Wookiee life debt to you?
He's gonna be with us for the
Wow.
rest
This is
of the
major.
game,
Do you realize what
possibly.
it means? A life debt is the most solemn vow a Wookiee can make. It means he'll stay by your side for the rest of your life.
That's
Wherever
crazy.
you go, whatever you do, Zalbar will be with you.
In the presence of you all, I swear my life debt. Forever after, I will be by your side, Tug. May my vow be as strong as the roots of the great Roshire trees of Kashyyyk. Yeah, I can't say that. I cannot say that. I'm honored to accept this vow. I don't want a Wookiee follow me around all the time. I don't suppose there's any way I can get out of this. That's so funny. I'm just gonna go, I'm honored to accept this vow.
I guess this means you're stuck with me, too.
There we
Wherever
go.
Big Z goes, I'm going. I almost lost him once. It's not gonna happen again.
You snot-nosed punk. I want this nightmare in. Bro, I love
So,
these other dialogue
I guess I still
lines.
owe you
These are
one secret
insane.
path into the Volker base. That was the deal, wasn't it? Don't worry. I know a back door into that scum den.
Let's do it, bro. Okay, we're going into the scum den.
I better come with you. The Volkers put up a force.
So we're gonna sneak into the Volkers' hideout.
Non-Volkers on Terrace who can get you past it. I can't remember exactly how to get there, but I know it was somewhere here in the sewers. Over to the northeast, if I remember right. I just hope the Rancor monster isn't still there.
The what? The Rancor? Bro, really? We gotta deal with one of those? I'm not looking forward to that.
There used to be a Rancor monster that made its nest in that part of the sewers. Pretty much eats anything it can get its claws on. That thing is huge. Luckily, Rancors aren't too bright. I was able to see
Bet.
it
There we
half the
go.
time, so I'm sure we'll figure
Guys,
something
guys,
out.
we gotta deal with
That
the damn
is,
Rancor.
Unless you want to change your mind.
How are we gonna do this? I'm telling you, we need a lightsaber ASAP. There's just no way we do it with a double-bladed sword.
Okay then, off we go. Like I said, somewhere to the southeast. Just look for the force shield, and we'll know we're there.
But you only have 2 party members with you at any time. The others will wait for you back at the apartment. Okay. You can switch party members using the party selection screen, accessible by pressing A while on the map screen. This button is disabled in areas that are considered dangerous. Okay. Well, so it's gonna let us pick Yeah, I kind of want to get Karth the hell out of there. I'm gonna be honest. I want Zalbar and Mission to help me. Yo, we got a Wookiee now? This is so dope. I love this, bro. Hell yeah. Okay. So what now? Well, we got him out of there. Damn. Alright, bet. Where's his weapons locker? There it is. Security? Can we get it?
Didn't work.
Ah, skill too low? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Huh?
Can she though? Oh. Guys. Heyo. Haha. Now we can wait. Yo, this is sick. Okay, I like this already. We're gonna run. Where was his gun at? Where is Z's? We just had Z's gun. Where is it? There it is, his bowcaster. Alright. We got it. That's sick. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that, bro. That's so cool. We could actually just run as a Wookiee if we really wanted to. Alright, what do we got moving forward now? Yo, what up, Vincent? Welcome back to the stream, dude. So Wookiees can't wear armor, man. Yeah, I kind of realized that. Didn't know it was a thing. You know, I was hoping maybe I could equip something on him. Alright. I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything that's gonna... So, damage is 2 to 12. I'm trying to see if I have like anything that's better for melee weapons. 2 to 12 is the damage on that thing. 2 to 5. 1 to 12 is the longsword. Might as well just stick with what I got. It's gonna deal the most damage. I need to pull up my map. There's that force field. So we gotta go down the hall and to the right. Said increases strength in his wisdom. Good news is he does get to have some of the really good brain modifications. I didn't even know that was a thing. You want him up front, being your tank. You want to kind of be either in the back with dual pistols, but you've gone strength based. Yeah, I did. That's for this point in the game. Oh yeah, dude. I wanted to run as like a Jedi, eventually be a Jedi, you know? So I wanted to run melee weapons.
You won't be able to get that computer to lower the energy fields unless you know the proper codes. Lucky for you, I've got them. I picked them off the pocket of a black Volker who had a little too much to drink in the canteen.
Oh shit, yeah.
Here, let me get
She's
that
just out
energy
here
field down for you.
pickpocketing people for me. You would recommend giving him one sword, a vibra blade, and you have the other. Well, you stick the thief in the back, the long range. Ooh, ooh. I meant to switch to him.
Yeah?
So is his like bolt caster not that great? I haven't even looked at it to like see what it does for damage. 1 to 10. It's pretty same as like a lot of other stuff, so we could go longsword. Is it should I go with the longsword or the vibro blade? Damage bonus +1 physical. Critical threat 20-20 times 2. Honestly, not bad. I'm wondering. That's missions vibroblade. Ooh, okay. Could run double sword action with them. Dude, no. He looks cool as fuck with those swords, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty dope.
Yes.
Okay. Upper sewers. Let's go. So I'm assuming we just gotta infiltrate their base and, I don't know, either like loot stuff or steal some stuff. Either way, something's about to go down. Oh man. Maybe I'll just run 2 blaster. Right? No, I don't want to go blaster. Hold on. It's 1 to 8, 1 to 8. I'm looking at the damage. Could attempt to run something like this even, and see how this works. I've yet to run any like other weapons. Hell yeah, let's get them. Come on, power blast them. Let's go. Okay, that's kind of sick being able to do that from a distance. It feels nice, honestly. Get our loot real quick. Maybe I want to switch back to the double blade sword just for fun. Pretty much just like want to see like what's all out there, what can we use. Okay, he's down just like that. That's crazy. Let's go get him. Combat mode engaged. Let's do it. I need to start doing a critical followed by just like a simple strike. I think that's the quickest way to go about that. That way I'm getting a fast strike and then I'm dealing good damage with my slower strike. I think if I mix those combos up, or mix up those moves. Oh great, it's a malfunctioning droid. Just get a blaster pistols, bro. Let's disable this mine. Oh, shit. I did not mean to walk over that. Dang it. Okay. Let's just continue on. Alright, let's take care of these mines. Bro, these are just everywhere down here. Like, there are so many mines I just have to disable along the way.
Hey, Big Z, we gotta do something about your breath. I didn't want to say anything, but it's bad. Worse than usual, which is hard to believe. In fact, now that I think about it, your breath has been pretty rancid ever since we rescued you from those Gamorrean slavers. What'd they feed you, buddy? Oh, Zalbar, that's terrible. I know how grouchy you get if you don't get your 8 square meals a day. I'm amazed you didn't pass out from hunger. Ew.
Bro, he bit some dude's arm off. That's crazy.
Okay, relax. No toothbrush. Sheesh. Just try and eat something else to cover up that smell, okay? Stay away from anything that's smart enough to lock you in a cage this time.
Okay. Just had some cheesy dialogue lines that had nothing to do with anything. We're gonna use a med pack. Let's go, Z. Let's go, Z. Let's go. There are animals. What we got here for loot? Skeletal corpse. Some credits, computer strike. Alright, we got some remains, some more loot, guys. We got a med pack and a repair kit. We got some more credits. Kind of just led us down a dead end, though. And then that's where I've already been. Let me just, maybe I should go back. Go back where I came from. I guess, maybe I haven't been down here. I guess I haven't. Well, there's a severed arm. Synthesized odor, Beck data pad. Bet. Let's go ahead and open this. Gosh. It's a freaking Rancor! Oh my gosh! What do I do? I'm terrified, bro! This thing's massive! Do we save the game? I'm gonna save the game. I'm scared, bro. Yes. Like, I feel like we're about to just get clapped by this thing. There is no way we survive this.
Hey there. What? Okay.
It's a trapdoor to the Rancor. Let's get some blasters out. I'm a little worried right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This could get pretty sketchy. I think it's best we where's our frag at? Yep, that's why we saved. That is literally why we saved. I had a feeling he was just gonna shit on us. I mean, I don't know how to go about that. That's kind of crazy though. Once you die, and you just go back to the menu. We cannot die. I kind of like that. That's like a whole nother challenge to it. Do you guys have any idea on what I need to do here? Cause dude just shits on me every time. I might actually have to look this one up, cause I got a bad feeling about this one. I don't think we're gonna make it too far if we keep trying to do that over and over. How to get past Rancor. That's it. The best method is to use the synthesized odor found on a severed arm in the hallway. Place the odor and a frag grenade into the nearby corpse pile to trick the Rancor into eating it, killing it instantly, and granting 200 XP. But guys, this is why we have Google, man. This is why we got Google. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do this. So we basically trick the Rancor to eat the pile of corpses, which in turn he eats the grenade. Nope. Load game. We failed. We're supposed to put a grenade in it too, and we didn't do it. See, I thought I'd still have a chance to put a grenade in after I put the odor in. I was so wrong. So guys, I think we gotta put the grenade in the corpse pile and then put the odor in to attract them.
Sure.
So let's do this number again. Container inventory. Get items. Cool. We're still gonna go here. Switch to give items. Okay. Put a grenade in. Sonic grenade. There we go. Now I think this should kill. Yep, let's go. Alright, cool.
Hey there. Okay.
Alright, well, we took him out. Let's just continue on. We're gonna go through these doors. What do we got here? What are we dealing with? We got some Volker guards. Okay, finally. We're starting to finally see some of these guys. So if we run... Bet. Let's get some loot. Oh, we got some med packs. That's clutch. Hopefully they got more. Oh, and an energy shield. Is that what I saw? Oh my gosh. How do we use that? That's gonna be so fire to have. Energy shield, bro. No way. No way. Okay, that's sick. Alright. Now we're in their base. Bro, now we're just gonna go, we're gonna go crazy on loot. We're about to become a bunch of loot goblins. That's exactly what we're doing here. Alright, we got a new journal entry as well. Bro, I can't wait to see what happens here. We're about to go crazy. What? Where's do we have a map? Can we look at a map? How do we know where to go, bro? Bartender? Bouncer droids? Oh hell. Let's get away from them. Oh, hit him again. There we go. Let's roll, bro. Okay. Come on. Come on, Z. There you go. There's a waitress here.
Please don't hurt me. I just serve the food here, that's all. I'm not like these others. I'm not even a Black Vulker. Please don't kill me.
Yeah. Alright, how did she end up
My
in
name
here?
is Ada. My father owed Davik some money, but he couldn't pay. Davik killed my father and sold me into slavery here at the Vulker compound to pay off the debt.
Yo, alright. That's kind of messed up that someone put a bounty out on her father. They took him out and then they just took her. That's kind of messed up. They just put her into slavery. Alright. Looks like your order is up.
Well, alright.
Where can I find the prototype swoop engine accelerator?
What? I've never heard of such a thing.
Dang it. I thought she
Guess
would
it
know.
might be in the garage on the lower level. That's where all the Vulkers go to work on their swoop bikes. But I've never been down there. The elevator is protected by a security system. Only the Vulkers are allowed to go down there.
Alright.
Is she that Republic soldier? I heard one of the Vulker mention her, but she's not here. He said
Damn.
Brezhik didn't trust his men around her. I guess she's too important to be a slave here in the kitchens. Getting pawed and groped and kicked and spit on like me.
Shit.
Brezhik must have taken her somewhere. Now that you've killed the guards who were supposed to watch me, I think I could find my way out of here. I'm free to go? You're not gonna kill me? I don't know how I can ever repay you.
She
Thank
thought we
you.
were gonna
Thank
kill
you.
her? That's
I have to get out of
insane.
here before any of the Vulkers see me.
Alright, what we got rolling here? We got Footlocker. We got some loot, guys. Got the good stuff. Okay. Took out the cook.
Huh?
What?
Let's not even worry about those droids right now. There's the med pack. Let's get those heals, bro. Here we go. Yo! I can't, thank you so much for the like over there on YouTube. Let's go. Yo, I can't figure out Why am I not able? Oh, okay. It's literally got her selected. It's got my teammates selected. That's why. Okay. I was like, bro, why can I not attack? But it makes sense. It makes sense now. Let's get his ass. Come on now. Z's going crazy, bro. I gave him 2 swords, and he just goes nuts. And the dude's tanky.
No problem. Didn't work.
Skill too low.
Yeah? Gotcha.
Worked that time, didn't it?
Huh?
What?
Alright. Now I want to check, what do we have for weapons and armor? Do we have any better armor than what we got? Fits bonus 6. We got another military suit. Yo, we got... Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
Huh?
I'm just gonna auto level her up. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna focus on myself. That's defense bonus 5. She's about to get 6 with the military suit, right? Oh, she can't actually. Okay. Well, I think what we have on her is actually gonna work. There's a heavy blaster. Disruptor blaster. I'm just gonna keep everything I got.
Sure.
Alright, where to next? Oh, he needs med packs. ASAP. Alright, here we go. Now we're all healed up. Bro, so we gotta figure out where to go.
No problem. Got it.
So Black Vulcar in here. We're gonna run. Boom, boom. Mix and match. We'll run at him. Let's take him out. Let's go. Let's go. He surrenders. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. And
Tonga Bugsham Uninong, Wanga Kun Beast King Bamulira.
back when we had our order. Okay. This dude's been here a long time. That's what he's getting at.
Kachichu Aithaudonga, Tulpata Bonk Molia Gando Danago Chuchut. Moga Shampongpa, Bolawana Chikni.
Now they treat us all like original Volkers, like second class citizens. Take me for example, I used to be one of the highest ranking Volkers in the gang. Now he's stuck on guard duty in the back. This dude's upset. This dude's pissed. I can just tell. Alright. He's been trying to work up the courage to leave, but it's not that easy. Brejik's followers will try to hunt down anyone who leaves the Volker gang. He says he won't let traitors live. Yo, that's kind of shitty. Oh man, this dude's trapped. He's been hard trapped for a minute. Says that him and his followers are the real traitors. They turned on Gadon. Now they slaughtered the Becks in the streets. Anyone else they happen to run across knows anyone with character will never willingly follow a leader like him, so he uses brutality and violence to stay in power. That's shitty. Sounds just like the Sith, man. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds just like.
Kontichani mulira shongturung umnit patogaw.
But he's out. Let's get our loot. Ooh, it's a Volker lieutenant, bro. Alright. Uh-oh, we're hurting, we're hurting. We need heals. Where are they? Med packs? Come on now. Ooh, we gotta level up. Guys, we gotta level up before we do anything else. Let's do it. Okay, now what do we got here? We got security. Security is used to access electronic locking devices. Man, we don't have enough points. Could treat injury as well. Honestly, that is clutch. We're gonna check our feats out as well. What do we got? Caution. This feat gives a +1 skill bonus to both demolitions and stealth. Okay. Alright, what else will we got? There's the implant, power attack. Weapon specialization, melee weapons. As a +2 damage bonus with melee weapons. I love that. Proof toughness. This feat gives the character +1 extra vitality point every time they level up. This bonus is retroactive for levels previously. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Yo. I've never been all the way through these feats, bro. These are so cool. You know we're probably gonna run toughness. Oh yes, sir. Let's do it. Gosh, this is gonna be so nice. Okay. I think that's pretty much all we got going there. Do we attack? There we go. Let's get them. Let's get their asses. Come on now. Let's get this. Come on, get them. Get them. Get this lieutenant. There we go. All right. Bro, there's a lot of enemies.
Hey there.
I didn't mean to do this.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some nice loot. Don't mind if I do. Get all those med packs, dude. Let's run heals on Z. Big Z's gonna need it. just gonna auto level up. He cannot weigh armor, that's right. He can use an energy shield. He's gonna need it. Him being tanky and all.
Yes?
Alright, let's head this way. Alright guys, we got 30, looks like 30 minutes left. Because I'll be hopping off at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time, just giving everyone a heads up. We will be hopping off at 9 o'clock, so we're pretty much, these 30 minutes, we're going to try to progress as much as we can. And see where we get to. That's cool. Wait. So it's gonna crawl into the pool and self-destruct. That's what I told it to do. I wanna see if it does it. It does. It does actually do it. That's cool. That is really freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fact that we can just tell them what to do. Let's get our loot. Dude, what? Oh my gosh, we got all kinds of stuff.
Huh?
Can Z wear a belt? Oh yeah. 42 plus 2. That's fire for him, man. Z's gonna need that, bro.
What?
We'll run his tug. We just went through there. Let's go back through the halls. Okay, so obviously there's some place we gotta go next. System override accepted. There we go. Hey! Upload. Yo, what's going on, next level? Dude, welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to see you, dude. Hopefully you've been having a great night so far, dude. I've just been out here grinding some more KOTOR. Don't really know what to do right now. I might just return the main. I might just log out. I don't really know what I'm doing with that computer. I pretty much need to go find enemies to kill. Ooh, we got another energy shield. Hold up, wait a minute. Let's give that a mission. So this is really cool. Next level, you get like you can run with 2 other people in your party.
Yes?
And I got a Wookiee in my party now that I'm running with. Oh shoot! Oh no! Let's yep, mix it up. Let's go. Let's roll. I think we stunned him. Oh, that's lower city in there. I'm honestly thinking we got this place cleared out, so I'm gonna head to the lower city and see what happens. And it looks like we got some loot as well. Ooh, a repair kit. I'll take it. Dude, I don't have a lightsaber yet. I really, really want one. I want one so bad next level. I gotta get one. Gotta get one. Like, I so desperately want to get one. Wait, did we even complete our quest? I literally walked in there, but like, I feel like I didn't do anything. You still have to locate the prototype accelerator. It's probably stored somewhere off the main level under heavy guard. Okay. Steal the swoop accelerator and then return it. Okay. So we gotta go back in. So apparently there's something in here in this base that I just never found. We gotta get this swoop accelerator. And we have to bring it back to this other guy. Okay, so we technically haven't found what we were looking for.
Hey, Big Z, don't take this the wrong way, but lately... No, I'm not...
Dude.
Don't worry, Big Z. It's nothing I...
I'm skipping this because this has nothing to do with what we're doing. They're just...
Okay, sheesh.
They're just riffing right now. Now that it's just nonsense. Well, like, I'm pretty sure we've gone through all this stuff, right? Yeah. I need to figure out where the swoop accelerator is gonna be at. Man, I don't know. I don't even know like where to look for this thing. We kind of went through here already. Oh, I know what we could do. We could open all doors, and that might actually open that door up. And then we can finally get back in there. I think that's all that we gotta do with the security panel. Open all security doors. And then upload area schematics. Gain some XP. Hey, I'll take it. Okay. Man, I thought I would have done it. Okay, so clearly we can't go that way. There's nothing actually in there. It's just, I think it's time for us to like really pay close attention to where stuff's at. We're gonna start really looking around here. Nothing in there. I already looted it. Okay, cool. I see a mine straight ahead. Yep, let's disable it. It actually might be in here. If they get a mine at the door, I feel like this is our best spot to find what we're looking for. Nope, not at all. Man, it's just simple loot. That's it. So this was the bar. We got disabled sentry. Okay. Cool. We got more loot. Let's see what we got. Nothing we're looking for just yet. How do you get a lightsaber in this game? That's a great question, next level. I have yet to figure that one out. I'm just gonna assume that through the natural progression of the game, I'll eventually earn one. There's an elevator to the upper sewers. Okay, well, let's not go there just yet, because I know that's going to take me out of the area. Container's empty. I might have looted this already. Where's the enemy, bro? What? Oh, those droids. Okay, insert pass card. Do we have that? It says security system can only be overridden from the main terminal. It's a high security. So it's a high security room. That definitely is the room that we will find our little swoop machine that we need to pick up. And I don't even know what the swoop machine is. I'm gonna be honest, next level. I don't even know what that thing is. Oh my gosh, I just died and I didn't save before that. Are you kidding me? We gotta go through it all over again. That's insane. Well, time to return back to this and get back to where we were. We gotta take note. I gotta start saving my game. I might pop in more autosave options. Dude. Yo, thank you so much for the likes coming through over there on YouTube. We just got absolutely shit on by that computer. It electrified me, killed us all. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my autosave options. End of combat round, maybe? I don't know. We gotta go all the way back here though. It's unfortunate, man. At least we know like what to do here. All I gotta do is put one grenade in. We throw a frag in, and then we throw. It's like this. There it is. This odor. Now the Rancor is gonna come over. Dude's gonna eat the grenade. It just sucks that I have to go all the way back here. That means we gotta run through that entire base again next level. I need to get used to like saving after I get through an area. I'm so used to like autosave being a thing in most games, so. And this has autosave, it's just like a very selective autosave. If that makes sense. Come on, where's the loot? Where's the loot, bro? Oh, I guess he doesn't really drop any loot. Okay. Let's keep rolling on. Well, let me at least save the game again here. We'll save. There we go. We'll continue on. Now this is kind of unfortunate, but I think by the time we actually get through this base and get back to where we were, it might be time for me to hop off, but we're gonna run through it again and see where we get to. Just keep grabbing loot. Oh, give me those energy shields, man. Hell yeah, okay. Snack 2 of those. Alright, let's run. Let's do this. Dude, that means I gotta do my level ups too. Man, if you guys don't save in this game, it becomes very unforgiving. Or simpler times, back when manual save was the key feature, not autosave. All right, let's do this. We gotta go back. We got people to save. We're gonna help out this person in this bar. Okay, we got a lot going on. Let me go ahead. We're gonna run a med pack. In this combat round. That's crazy. Okay, so you're like locked into rounds in combat. I didn't realize that. That's how this works. I love that. End of combat round. So if I want to, now I can heal again. That's sick, bro. That... See, it's like a live action turn-based. That's what it is. It's like still kind of turn-based, but it's a little more like live action, which is kind of nuts. Crazy how it's like, how it's that the style is. I like it, but I also don't like it. It feels like I don't have as much control. Oh, what do we got? Who, where? There he is. Alright. Dahmer, you can chill, bro. You can chill. Dog's going crazy over here. Alright, now we gotta go back through and get all of our loot again. Gotta get the loot, guys. Don't know what you're doing if you're not being a loot goblin in this game. Oh my gosh, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Nope, nope, nope. Don't need that. Alright, what do we got for med packs? For sure need those. Get our loot. Now I know this whole area, so we'll come back there. That's where we're gonna come back to. Sweet. There's one enemy down. There we go. Let's get it.
Please don't hurt.
We'll say,
My name is Ada.
so we've been through
My
this
father
already.
owed Davik some...
This chick's father owed someone some money. This dude came after her father, killed him, and then took her as a slave. And so now we're gonna free her.
Now that you've killed... I'm free.
There we go. So like that's one thing we've already kind of been through, so I'm just kind of figuring that, you know, we can skip through a little bit of that dialogue. Let's get this. Taking a patrol droid into combat round. Keep her going. Keep her going. Keep her going. See how that can get old and why that wasn't selected. What else we got here? Okay, this bar, which looks like we already cleared it out. Alright, now we're getting into more open space. We got this dude way over here. Don't mind if I do, guys. We're gonna work on him. Come on, come on. Come on. Deal some damage. Let's go. Run after him. Come on now. There we go. One swing. He's down. Teammates are clutch. We're getting energy shields off these guys. Oh boy, we got two of these. Alright. Keep her running. Keep her running. Keep her running. Let's go. There's one sentry down. We gotta take out the other. And there's the other. Let's get our loot.
No problem. Didn't work.
Yeah?
All right. Oh, this sucks. Okay, follow me, guys. There we go. I had to move them away from the door just for me to open this.
What?
What's that? Mesh underlay? Vibration? So, dude, like, there's so much crazy stuff in here. Okay. I mean, Karth can get better armor.
Hey there.
I wasn't trying to
Okay,
talk to
have it
her.
your-
Come on now. Come on, KOTOR. Quit being buggy.
Huh?
Quit putting people in front of lockers and not allowing me to even get to them.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Save, 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 save. I don't know what's gonna happen here. We'll run we'll run a new save slot because I'm nervous. There we go. In case like we ever freak out, guys, we're like, okay, last resort. It's like we got 2 save slots now. We can kind of bounce back and forth between. That's what I was scared. That's what I was scared of, guys. Oh, I did it again, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on. If I get back to that save, do we have a chance or are we dead? Guys, this is unfortunate. Yep. This sucks, man. Okay. I don't know. We might have to call it a night and just come back to this tomorrow. I think that's what I'm gonna do, to be honest. That sucks. That thing keeps killing us, and I wasn't smart enough to just save it right before I went up to the security system like that, man. Like, so I'm gonna do this number. I'm gonna save here. Game 1. We're gonna overwrite it. There we go. Yeah, guys. So that's really unfortunate, but I think what we'll do is tomorrow we'll come back and we'll get through it again. We'll figure out what to do. We're gonna look up on Google what the hell we need to do to get past that section, because clearly we just died twice doing the same thing. So like we obviously have to do something different on that.
Hey there.
Okay, have it.
But yeah. So I think we've already saved. So I should just be able to kind of quit out. Alright guys, so we are gonna go ahead and hop off for the night. Guys, we're just gonna leave off from where we were. We'll leave off from where we were. We're gonna go back through that again, except this time I'm gonna look up what I need to do on Google. Because I don't want to make the same mistake and die a third time. So our plan will be to just continue on from that tomorrow night. We'll be up and running right around 7 and 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, we'll be continuing on with more KOTOR. We got a long ways to go, yeah, that's for sure. We haven't even got our first lightsaber, man. It's kind of crazy. We still got some stuff to do, that's for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be our plan kind of moving forward there. We are currently live on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok. All you guys have to do is look up iAchieve or iAchieve Studios and you guys will find me. I am trying to post clips daily on YouTube under my YouTube shorts as well as TikTok. So keep an eye out for those guys. I'm usually posting. Wow, there goes a light. Thanks, Dombrink. Get back. Get back. Come on now. Oh, I'm gonna grab that real quick. Alright. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, we'll be live once again tomorrow night. Just look up iAchieve Studios. You guys will find me. And yeah, we'll be going right back at it on Knights of the Old Republic. And just to keep this in mind, guys, we're gonna be on a mad Star Wars grind for probably what could be 5 to 6 months. I mean, we went 6 months on Lord of the Rings, so we might be going 6 months on Star Wars. And so if you guys have any games you want to suggest that's within the realm of Star Wars, I probably have it on my list of games to play, but let me know and I'll see if it's a game that I have kind of added to the list of games to get to along the road. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop off here. And guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you guys hopping in the stream. And I will catch everyone tomorrow night right around the same time.